everyone and welcome to my September TV and film wrap up. So in September I didn't actually watch that many things. I just sort of ended up watching one series and a couple of films, so let's get into it. First things I have to mention is The Matrix 2 and 3 because I watched these ones to complete the trilogy because I watched Matrix 1 a couple of months ago and then got distracted by John Wick. So we finally watched 2 and 3 and I have the same problems I always do, which is storyline, fantastic, fight scenes, fantastic, coat game on point because I love a man in a trench coat and it's all of The Matrix's fault for that. Entirely because I grew up on The Matrix and that's where I get my long coat loving thing from. But I hate the ending to the third one. I absolutely hate how it ends with Neo basically deciding that he's going to give up humanity for Trinity. I know it works out in the end, but to him it's like Trinity's gonna die, so he decides to save her instead of humanity. And I'm like, yeah, but if you save her, she's gonna die anyway. And I hate that ending. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I'm sure other people think it's romantic, but for me, I hate that ending so much. And I'm just hoping the fourth one's gonna fix that. I then continued watching The Boys Series 2. I will leave a link down below to the website Does the Dog Die for all the trigger warnings on this series, because if I tried to list them all, I'd definitely forget some, and I'd also be here all day. Because there's a lot of triggers in this series, I will admit. It's very triggering in a lot of ways in terms of the fact that there's a literal Nazi in it, so there's a lot of racism, a lot of homophobia and stuff like this, so, and obviously a lot of gore. But I have to admit, I'm really loving where this series is going and I'm loving seeing all of these sort of plot twists and stuff, and I'm really liking just to see how far you can push these characters and just what they're gonna do next. There's a lot of that kind of thing and I'm really enjoying it. Also, I'm really enjoying the fact that Lamplight is now here and he's being played by Bobby from the X-Men. Because my X-Men loving heart obviously grew up with Bobby from the X-Men as one of my main crushes. Him and Scott were my first two crushes ever. So seeing him turn up in The Boys playing someone who is essentially pyro is hilarious to me. I'm loving it. I then went down the comedy route and watched two Ed Byrne comedy DVD tour things that were on Prime at the time, because I've watched Ed Byrne for years now on Mock the Week. I'm a big fan of Mock the Week, so it was really nice to sort of see him on his own and doing his own sort of long form stand-up routines. I really enjoyed them. I've got to admit, he is one of my favourite comedians, so it was really fun to just sort of see him on his own and just start to see his full comedy. And he's definitely now on my list of people to watch when we're allowed to go watch things in theatres and arenas and things like this. He's definitely on the list of comedians I want to go and see. And then because I've been reading the Fantastic Four series and because we watched the first Fantastic Four a couple of months ago, we watched Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I'm still going to say it's a bad film, but it's so bad it's good, in the sense that it's just a bit cheesy and just a bit bad, but we quite like that. Also, it just reminded me of childhood because obviously that film came out when I was about 10 or something ridiculous. I was about 10, I think. Yeah, I was about 10. I just had to do a quick working out then. I was about 10 when it came out, so I was very young when it came out, and I still love it. It's cheesy, it's really bad, and I still really enjoyed myself watching it. I feel like the Fantastic Four is a slight guilty pleasure. But for superheroes, I'm never guilty about superheroes, but it feels like a slight guilty pleasure because it's really bad but really good and really cheesy. We then watched a couple more Deep Space Nine episodes. We're still not finished with series 1. I'm not going to lie, but we're going to carry on pushing through very slowly. But we are making our way through DS9. And then because I was doing the Stranger Things readathon, I decided to also watch Stranger Things from beginning to end and thoroughly enjoyed myself yet again. Steve Harrington is still one of my favourite characters of all time. I still would love to be friends with like Max and Eleven. I love them. I definitely would have gotten along with those kids when I was their age. I probably wouldn't have gotten into D&D. I probably would have gotten into D&D. But I just love the show. I think it's the right amount of spooky for me. It's just scary enough to be scary, but it's not scary enough that I want to cry. So it's the perfect amount of scary for me. As for what I've been listening to McFly's Growing Up quite a lot because A, it's McFly, B, it features Mark Hoppus, and C, it's amazing. Essentially, it's just absolutely amazing. I would play a bit for you now, but there's a lot of swearing in it, so I won't. And then because all of my hair got dyed again, you can see the purple and the red a little bit there. Then you've got the blue, and then orange is gone. Orange is completely gone at this point. 5 washes and it's gone, so it's gone. And obviously the green's all on top. I've been listening to a lot of 5 colours in her hair. I would also play that one, but the kids are asleep next door, so I won't. But I've been listening to a lot of 5 colours in her hair because I'm now a widow, or I was a widow with 5 colours in my hair. I'm now a widow with 4 colours in my hair. I'm still counting it. And that's absolutely everything I've been watching and listening to in September. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with what you've been watching and listening to in September. I'd love to know. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check out. If you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here. And over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, everyone, bye.